I can't believe it's Friday again already. That went so fast this week. Okay, let's see if I can get a view of what I'm doing. That always helps. It's very, very slow starting. Let's see. I hope you guys had a great week. Hi, Nancy. Are you on watching on TV today again? Okay, come on. My computer is being super slow right now. But I think I got it. I think I got it. Okay. I'm really sluggish right now, so not just not just the computer, it's me completely. I'm just a little sluggish and a little lazy, I guess. Alrighty. So, hope you had a great week. My week was busy. But then most of my weeks are busy, so that's nothing new. Um, every time I am hoping that, you know, it's going to be a little slower for a little while and that I get caught up a little bit and it just doesn't happen. I don't know what it is, but it just doesn't happen. So let's get this all set up properly. Oh, that's too much zooming. There we go. No TV. Internet goes on. I'm not sure how much I will see. Okay, well, I hope you get to see lots. But I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet either. So I wish I could tell you, like, this is my plan, but I don't even have a plan. I know that I am continuing on with the journal that I started last week, where I'm really using vintage material. Today I have a couple of iron-on transfers, and I have doubles, so that's why I get to use these. I have a set. I have a huge bag full of these that were given to me, and I think they're just absolutely amazing, and I want to use them in this journal. I have some denim. I have some just garbage, just recyclables that I decided that I want to do something with. I have a tag here, and I have a pile of these. So I am very lucky in a way that I find these things here, there, and everywhere all the time. Like, how cool is that? The blue ribbon coupons for you can earn, like, there's a catalog, or there was a catalog where you could redeem these coupons for. Like you could save them and then use them for something. So I have, again, this is only a fraction of what I have. And I've already sold a bunch. There's like, I'm just trying to use some of my stash at this point. That's what is happening. I'm sorry, I've got like an itch in my throat. And of course, I still have my sewing patterns. I have fabrics, lace, all kinds of stuff. Last week, I started on creating these pages. And this is not the pages. This is the kit that I created in case you don't have sewing patterns. Then there is some beautiful ones right here. So let's just flip through and see where I ended up last week, and then I'll just continue on. And I want some more pages because right now I only have like 10 or 12, and I need a little bit more to make a journal. Like I want something a little bit more substantial than this. So I have this. And I am going to use this. This is going to be a page, and I may just put some material on here, some fabric, and then use it in there. So I'll just quickly flip through and show you where we're at. So this is really cool, the Robinson store. And then let me show you. This has the Robinson stickers on it, the price tags. This is just from the Tim Holtz alcohol inks, and all I did was put pattern tissue paper on it, and now it is a page in a journal. Envelopes and pattern instruction sheets all put together. Pattern sheets with coffee dyed paper, or pattern envelopes, sorry. Another pattern envelope, and I really like this one. This is just instruction sheets. Same here, instruction sheet and the back of an envelope. A simplicity envelope. Some are beautiful, some, you know, they need a little bit extra work, like this needs a lot of extra work. This is a pocket where I just put a little bit of lace on there. And a piece of pattern that was made out of an old brown paper bag. So, and it feels nice. It feels really nice. It feels old and kind of leathery, like for paper. I don't know how that happens. And then this was another pattern piece that was taped together. So I am using this as well, but I am now going to take all these loose pieces off of here. And I glued that onto a white paper bag, and then put book page on the inside so that you can see the book page kind of shimmer through. So that's where I was at. So like I showed you, I have that. I have some envelopes here, like just regular envelopes. I think these are, I have my ruler. These are 6.5 by 9.5-ish envelopes. I have a hanky, and how cute would that be to just glue a hanky on there, because I am going to grab a sewing machine at some point and put things together, so then I can put this on there. I have some lace, I have some denim, a bunch of Tim Holtz fabrics, and I think I can do something cool with that. And then my iron-on transfers. So I want to start with the iron-on transfers, I think. And let's see what comes out of these. I can use the envelopes, of course. I may just glue them shut so that they are solid and they're just stuck together. But here is the iron-on transfer, and it looks like this is a brand new one, actually. Vintage, yet never used. And they used it in one whole piece. Look how beautiful. She is just gorgeous. So I think I want to cut her out and turn her into something. And then there's like the beautiful borders, but I can't really do a whole lot with the borders, but I can do stuff with these floral pieces. So I'm going to grab my scissors. Yes, I am grabbing scissors. And I'm just going to cut out what I want to use. It's one. I definitely want this lady, because that is just too beautiful not to use. There, and I think I want these daffodils as well. If I'm not using them, that's okay, but there. And then the rest I can use for collage. Okay, so that was this one. Now I'm going to put glue all the way on the inside. So how I'm going to do that is I'm just going to open it up a little bit more than what it is right now, so that I can easily put glue on here. And stick it together. Okay. I'm going to grab a glue stick. I don't have the nice glue sticks like I had last week. I have a couple of different ones. These are fine as well. Okay. So I'm just going to put glue on here and glue it shut, and then I have a page. And I can do with it what I want after that. I can collage on it, I can add fabrics, whatever I want to do will work. Just putting lots of glue on because I wanted to really be stuck together. Okay, let's see what happens. stick it together, grab my bone folder, and then I'm just going to go over it with the bone folder to really burnish it together. And that helps a lot with getting glue stick to stick down. If you're just sticking it together, it may not hold, but if you're really burnishing it and making sure that the papers, the 2 pages are attached to each other, then it will stay. There we go. And I'm grabbing a little wet glue to put, maybe not. Come on. There we go. And that way I can get these little bits and pieces attached. Glue stick is easier for the big pieces, and then this is great for little pieces. So that's one. And let's see what's in here. Oh, look at the kitty cats. Look at the pretty kitty. Let's see. This might be all too big, which is fine. Yeah, this is too big. That's not going to work. So I'm going to put this back into the envelope and put it aside because I don't want to waste it if I can't use it for this project. I don't want to waste it and then it's gone. But I am going to use that. I may use this as well. And I'm not sure what this is, but it has like a raised edge on it. That's pretty cool. Okay, what's in here? I don't know. Well, there's a couple of flowers I can use right here. And maybe the swans. Oops. So I'm just going to cut this off. I don't want to use the kitty cats. They're not doing anything for me for this project. I have plenty more projects that are coming up where I might really want to do something with the cats, but not for this one. And I'm just going to put this into the other envelope that I didn't use. And then I'm putting this aside, and I think this envelope I am also going to open up and then seal it again. That way I know for sure that it is going to be stuck together well. And it also gives me another page, right? So I'm going to use it exactly the same way. I am grabbing my glue stick. So if you can tell, I'm wearing a sweater, I'm wearing a hoodie, I have the heat on. It is so freaking cold here. It's rained all day today, and it's been cool at night, and then as soon as it gets cool at night, then it struggles to get hot during the day. So August has been a little bit cool and not nearly as nice as what July was. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. I hope we get a beautiful fall instead then. I hope the weather is better where you are. But then Nancy had a severe storm on Tuesday, so she's got problems. Okay, let's fold this back over. I'll go like this, like that. And then do I need, yeah, I'll need a little bit of wet glue right there on the edges. Come on, glue. Just to make sure that everything stays together properly. Okay, and then the flap is going to go over top and seals it shut, and that'll be an entire page just like that out of one envelope. Whoops. Don't glue on your thing, because then everything is going to get stuck together all the time. There we go. Another page. And these pages are actually going to be quite sturdy once they're dry. So, because you're gluing paper on top of paper. So it gets sturdy enough to be a nice page in a journal. I want to take one of these envelopes, maybe one of these, and I'm going to fold it in half. No, maybe I will. I'm going to fold it like this so that it becomes a little bit of a flip out. So I can stick this side in, and then this is a flip out. And yeah. So I'm going to glue this side shut. Like that. And it is still open. So what I am going to do actually is I'm going to take, I want to do a little bit of sewing right here on the center. If I can find some thread that I can use. I do. I have some baker's twine. So I think I want to just sew a little bit of baker's twine right in there. I need a needle. That's easier said than done. I get these great ideas, but I have no idea where my needles are. Oh. There they are. So I'm just going to grab one with a pretty big eye so that the baker's twine can go through it. And then all I want to do is just kind of go like that. Nothing overly exciting, just going like with a running stitch from one end to the other end. And then that seals up that half, and then I can use one as a pocket on the top and one as a pocket on the side. It's not the easiest thing to do because it's just a little wide, but I'll get there. So if you are here and you're watching, don't forget to say hi. And tell me what you're working on. Are you kind of playing along with me, or are you doing your own thing? What are you making? And I'm just going to pull it back a little if it wants to, if it's going to allow me to. There we go. Because I kind of want to leave the ends just hanging there. Because why not? Actually, no, that's not a good idea. I'm going to attach the ends right here. Just like that. Go through itself. Just like that. And this one as well. So I don't know if you saw what I did. I lifted up that thread, then I pulled through the thread and then back through itself so that it's kind of knotting it. There we go. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue in that knot to make sure that it stays together. Just if the glue wants to come out today, which it sure does not. It's struggling today. There comes the glue. Okay. So that can just sit for a bit so that it gets stuck really nicely. And then I can fold this back in half. And I can open one side up and one edge up. And then, yeah, so this is going to be the flap. So I can open this up. So now it's a pocket. Just like that. So now I have a pocket here. And to make sure that I remember that it's a pocket, I'm going to put a thumb hole notch on it right away. That way I don't forget that I decided that that was going to be a pocket. There we go, not bad. It's even somewhat centered. And then I also kind of want to make this open on the top. Yeah. There. So I've opened it up somewhat. Not all the way, because, well, I should, because that is going to tear. There we go. So now I have a pocket right here that goes to the top. I have a flip that goes right there. So I can put this into a journal, and then I have a flip out page. I can turn it backwards as well, whichever way works better for me once I start putting the journals together. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that together today. That might be not until tomorrow. I think what I want to do here is I want to add a couple of these blue ribbon coupons on there. And they're just wonderful because they're just so old and gross. If you are in Canada and you want some of these, let me know. I do sell them too. So let me know. Because I do know that they're not easy to come by. I'm just always super lucky with the places where I find my vintage material that they have this stuff available. And they're all different, right? Like, none of them are exactly the same, which is even better. Oh, there's a nabob. I don't want to use the nabob. I want the blue ribbon ones. And this one is orangey. Oop. Let's grab the bone folder and go over this to make sure that everything stays attached really nicely. The last thing you want is for stuff to start peeling off before you've even gotten anywhere. So I'm pretty sure these are not extremely old because they're in 2 languages, and everything was supposed to be put in 2 languages from 1970, I think it was. So the ones that are bilingual, I know are not nearly as old as the ones that are not bilingual. What else do I have here? These look really nice and old again. I'm trying to keep the numbers in there so that they're not completely hidden. Look at that. That one's a beautiful brand new one. A bilingual one. Right there, so then I have most of this covered. I just need this little strip, so I may have to use one. This one is already ripped, so I'm going to put that right there. I know I have a few more that are not as nice. Oh, I have a blue one here. Can I do that? Yeah. I'm just going to tear it. And then I can put it right here. Stick it down. Oops. It's super sticky right now. Okay, and I have another little piece here, but I think I'm going to leave this one little piece open so it shows that that coupon is torn. So now this side is much sturdier than this side. Don't want to, maybe I'll put some nabob coupons on the other side. Let's see. Because I have all these nabob ones too. And these are definitely not old because they're all kind of plasticized. But it would look really cool to have them in here. And I have a gold one and a green. Let's see. I have one of those. And another goldish one. And this. So I think that would make another really cool other side. Just drop my glue. And I am not doing a lot of thinking here. I am just working, sticking stuff together, sticking old stuff together. Let's be really specific about that. And at some point it does turn into it. Well, I have no idea if it does turn into something. I'm hoping it's going to turn into something. And I'm not cleaning up how these coupons are. I am putting them in exactly how they have come to me. Because this is how we rip them off of packages, right? Like, how cool is that? This is, like, you can make things of all kinds of stuff. But it is really fun to use vintage garbage. How about that? Because really, it's not like this is very valuable stuff. It is just stuff. But to make pages in a journal, it is a lot of fun because, especially if you want to turn it into a little bit of an art journal, then you have your background already. It's sticking together. Like you put a little bit of gesso over top of this and you can paint it, you can stencil on it, you can do all kinds of stuff. And that's really where I am going with this whole journal is I want to create something where if I want to stencil on it or, you know, like my backgrounds are kind of already partly there because I've created them with all this stuff that I have laying around me. I go one right there. That one can go right there. I don't know if you're seeing what I'm thinking. Whoops. Let's just throw it. I need a little bit more. What else do I have here? That might be cool. This one? Oh yeah, why not? And I have a little piece left right here. What do I have? I have some postage stamps here too. I can put that on there. Before you say, oh, what a waste of a postage stamp. You don't want to know how many of these stamps I have. So there we go. There is the other side of my pocket. So this is now this side, and then nabob on one side and blue ribbon on the other side. I like it. I think that is kind of cool. Very cool. Ta-da. It's another page ready to go. So I'm going to pile this back up because I don't need to keep going with it. So yeah, if you're interested in any of the nabob coupons, let me know. I have piles. I have blue ribbon ones too. So. Okay, next I want to use a cardboard box, but oh, it's right here. A cardboard box. And these are not heavy duty cardboard boxes. They're pretty flimsy, so for pages, they are perfect. Just going to take it apart, cut this edge off, and it gives me one page. Do I want to keep this as a I don't know. I don't think so. I think I want to cut it all the way down to one page. There. And cut this one down. And I'm going to put, I am going to take this red writing and I want to stick that right on there because I think it is beautiful. So all I'm going to do is cut this straight because it definitely is not straight right now, and that is one of my prerequisites for pages is they have to be at least a little bit straight. They don't have to be totally straight, but a little bit would be really appreciated. There we go. And I don't know if you're noticing, but I'm not measuring. I am not checking to see if they're all the same size or because I don't care. Okay. This is going to go on this side. And I have no idea how the transfer pattern material is going to behave. So that is, your guess is as good as mine. Okay. And I'm just going to stick it on here. And I may just go and cover the whole thing. Mostly out of laziness, so I don't have to think of something else that I can do with this. There, and then I have this piece. Miter this just a little bit, and then I can stick this down over here. Stay down. There, and then I'm just going to cover this all the way up with glue again. There. And I'm putting this on here. And I may put the kitty cat on here. So I'm going to rip a little bit off there and then stick it right there. And I really think ripping it is better than cutting it because I don't get such even edges. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I don't want the edges to be too clean and tidy. And that will work. It'll do the trick. So all I'm going to do is just cut around it a little bit to cut the excess off. And I'm just going to go over it with my bone folder to make sure that all the pieces are sticking together. I do like this. It's kind of interesting. There. All right. So what I want to do is I want to count what I have now for pages. Mostly so that I'm not suddenly ending up with this huge pile of pages and then I end up not using them. I don't want to do that either, and I think I've just created another 4 or 5. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I kind of want 30 pages in this journal. And you can see, if you're looking at this, like you can see that none of them are the same size. It is all over the place. And I may accentuate that just a little bit more by using another cardboard box, but not the whole box. I just want to use the top of it. So I'm just going to take this off. And I want to use this as a page in my journal as well, so that I have something just a little smaller, because why not? So this, I think I want to cover this in lace. And I don't care if I can see through it what it was. Not concerned. So I'm just going to put the glue on here. And this will have to be sewn around afterwards because otherwise it probably won't stick together. Let's see. Which is the right side? This is the right side. There. to do is just cut the excess off, and I'm not going tight to the cardboard. I am just kind of loosely cutting around it. Grab my bone folder and see if I can attach the lace a little bit more into the glue. Stick it into the glue. There. And then once I sew around this, it'll stay. It will stay stuck. I want to put some denim on the other side though. I'm just going to take, come on, a little strip. And then I can stick it right on there as well. And now I'm going to need a little bit heavier glue. So I have some 3-in-1 glue. And I'm just going to put glue all the way over this side. There we go. I'm just going to let that dry so that the lace gets stuck to it and the denim also gets stuck. But I really love how it is. Like it's got a nice frayed edge on there. Done. I want to use a little bit more fabric in the journal. So I may just keep going with this box. Because why not? I am reaching the end of where I want, how many pages I want though. I am. Okay, I make one straight edge for sure, and then I'm just going to make all the other ones come off of that one edge so that they're all straight, but they might not be straight for the box, which is fine. And what do I have that I can use? Oh, look at this. Some cord. Some corduroy. That would be nice. I gotta make sure that I keep the way the fabric works. Is it goes down, so I have to make sure that I keep it that way. So I need a small piece right here, and then I can tear it there, and I need to go to right about there. Again, not measuring. I am just going with what I have in front of me and measuring it by by looking at it. Okay, grab my 3-in-1 glue. Where's my other 3-in-1 glue? Right there. There's still some in here, so I don't want to waste it. Until it suddenly says, hey, I'm empty. I will keep using the old bottle. So I'm going all the way to the edges here because I do want it to be attached. I lost track of which way it was going. Okay, yep, that's the right way. Okay, and then I'm going to take something that kind of matches it. Maybe that one. Let's see. It's one side, and then I just need to cut. There. And it'll fray really nicely. It's just plain cotton, so it'll fray. And I can put that right on there. I like that. 3-in-1 glue. And I want to put gesso over top of this as well, like because I want to play with this. So this is all going to get mixed media on it at some point. Bone folder. And I'm just making sure that I am flattening out the glue. If I don't do that, then the glue will stay in kind of ridges, and it doesn't feel nice when you're going over it with anything else. So if I go over it with a bone folder, then it kind of smooths it out. There we go. One more page. I have a hanky here too, an old hanky, a vintage hanky, and I want to use that as well. But I don't want to put it over a drumstick box, so I may just grab the other envelope that I have. And put this on here. Is that what I want to do? No, it is not. I don't like that idea at all. I want to do something with this. What do you think I can do with a hanky? Any ideas? Anybody? fold it in half. I have a book page. What if I put book page in here? There. If I can get it to go just like that. That would work, I think. Let's fold this in half properly and then stick the book page inside. Oh, you know what? No, what I want to use the hanky for. Let's see if I can find it now. Of course I can't. Right here. So I'm going to take the hanky and I'm going to place it. It's backwards. Okay. Let's fold it in half again. Like that. And I have this old butcher paper. So if I put this in here, that would be nice. I like that. I like how that looks. And it kind of keeps the hanky together too. So then I have way more of the hanky than if I were to use that book page. I think glue stick is going to be strong enough because I'm going to have to sew around this. So I don't need to use the 3-in-1 glue. And I am going all the way over top, and I'll show you why in a moment. Whoops. So I'm putting glue stick. That just ran out. So where's my other one? I had two. These glue sticks work really well, but they are small, so it takes a lot of glue sticks sometimes. Okay. Okay, that's all of this side covered. All the way to the bottom. There we go. And then I'm kind of going to where I think the center is. And then I'll just fold this over top. There. And I'm taking the flap here that I also put glue on, and I'm folding it back onto itself. Why? I don't know, because I think it'll look cute. Okay, there. And then I'm just going to go to the other side and do the exact same thing. And I got it very nicely straight in the middle, I think. Okay. Glue stick all the way along. Just like that. Okay. And then the exact same thing. I'm just going to fold the napkin back over top like that, and then kind of stretch it now, because now I can pull it because the other side is already done. There, and then this side, I'm just going to fold it back over top. And then I have kind of a neat page right here. So I'm going to I am going to cut this off. Wasn't sure if that's what I wanted to do, but yeah, that's what I want to do. Just want to cut around here. And I think I want to put some gesso on the inside because the butcher paper is never going to be able to be used for writing or anything like that. But I might be able to use it for alcohol inks, right? I think. Let's see if that would work. I have some alcohol ink here. So I'm just going to put a couple of drops. No, it doesn't work for that. It might actually bleed through the hanky now. Well, not overly, but yeah, that doesn't work. Now we know that doesn't work. Where did I put my gesso? There's my gesso. Is my gesso dry? It is totally dried up. Totally dried up. So I won't be using that. I have more gesso. I just can't reach it at the moment, so I guess I'll have to do that later. Okay, but this is where I've got this page going now. And I think it is really cool. I just don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'll probably sew along here and turn it into a pocket of some sort. I can definitely do that. I can fold this on itself and have a tuck. I can have a pocket and a tuck right here with another pocket. There we go. Just like that. There. How cute is that? So there's tuck. There's a pocket on this side and a tuck on that side. There we go. Another page done. So, all right. What else can I use? I will probably find so much more. Like as soon as I say, oh, I am done, then I'll find all kinds of other things still. I have this. Remember this from last week? This was in one of the pattern envelopes. So I want to preserve this, but I'm not overly concerned about this side, but I like that side. So I can take that book page that I had, and I want to use this side, and I can just glue that on here. Where is my glue stick? It's very simple, but these pages don't have to be complicated. They just have to have some interest. And because I am going to probably use it as an art journal more than a writing journal, because I don't do writing, I am an art journaler. I think that would be the coolest thing. I want that 3 on there, those paw prints, and the tear. There. And we'll just cut this around. So then I keep that beautiful writing. And I have very pretty coffee dyed paper on this side. I like it. Don't want to put anything else on there. I can take a piece of this. Let's see. Let's grab this daffodil. And I'm just like rough cutting around here. Not too concerned how neat and tidy. I am doing that because if I just rough cut, it's not like I'm fussy cutting. Okay. But how pretty is that with the flower at the bottom there? There. And then I could put some stuff on this side too. Maybe I'll take one of these cherry blossoms. And I can put that right there, as long as I rough cut around here so that it's not covering up all that writing. Just like that. That would work. I think I want this under here. kind of like that. I'm just trying to make interesting bits and pieces. And then hopefully next week I can put everything together and turn it into a journal. Okay, if I go like that. I want something else on there. I don't know what. Let's take a blue ribbon coupon, stick that underneath. New. I have some tissue paper here, pattern tissue paper. I can go like that. Yeah. Okay. So all I'm doing is putting some glue here. Like that. Sticking the pattern tissue paper in there. And then I'll take this piece. And stick it right there. Oh, I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. Lots of texture and different elements to this now, which just makes it interesting, right? And I'm just tearing it back a little bit so we get some of that red lettering back out. Okay. Once this is dry, this will be fairly sturdy. So that's another page. I think this I want to have as a full page. How am I going to get that done? Because this is very vintage and all frail. But I think what I can do is I can cut the daffodil heart out. Like that. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take one of the pattern pieces. Or do I want an actual pattern envelope? I want an actual pattern envelope. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take this one, take everything out of it. Double check to make sure there's no treasures in here. Nope. am going to open this up so I can glue it back together, but that way the page just kind of keeps itself together. Plus I kind of like how it looks when you tear it. When you tear it open, it gets the fibers all loose and stuff. So I'm just going to put lots of glue on this side. And just put a ton of glue. It is taking so much glue. But this vintage paper really wants it to. The glue, I mean. Okay, then grab my bone folder and just burnish it down really well. Take the flap. There. Fold it over top. Like that. And stick it down. Here we go. And then I can take this and put it on here. And that looks much nicer than if I put it on something just plain. I could take, no, I don't want to do that. I could use something else. That's where I'm kind of going. Can I put some of this underneath? Oops. Yeah. Or I can put a little lace underneath. I have some pale pink lace, or well, it's actually pretty bright pink, but what if I put this on here and then this over top? Yeah, I like that. That's perfect. So now I'm going to need my 3-in-1 glue. Oh my goodness, you guys, I turned the heater on and now it's starting to get pretty hot in here. I need to take my sweater off. Whew, just realized how hot it is getting in here. Okay. So I'm just taking the 3-in-1 glue. I could probably use Mod Podge too, but yeah, I don't like using Mod Podge all that much. I use it, but I never know what I'm going to do with something. So if I have Mod Podge on it, then it's just going to take so much gesso and stuff to get it to do what I want to do afterwards. So I'm better off just using glue and sticking it down and then stitching over top of it than using Mod Podge. Okay. Oh, that's cool. That looks really cool. Okay. Cut some of this off. Need a little bit sharper scissors than what I was using. And I will clean this lace up afterwards just for now, that's all I need, is for it to just be attached to the page. And now I am going to grab my just wet glue. I have glue everywhere, so everything is sticking to me. So now I'm just covering this paper in this with this wet glue, and it's just, I'm not using a ton of it, just a little bit, so it won't wrinkle up. But it will attach through the lace to the page or to the paper. That's kind of what I want. Okay. Well, that was really wishful thinking. I may need to grab a different kind of glue. Sometimes it's just trial and error, trying to see which glue is going to stick the best. Right there. I'm just taking it in pieces right now so that, because this is the fast grab tacky glue, and it might glue it down a little bit faster than if I stick it, if I put all of it on there at once, and then the first bits have dried already. So there we go. That works. Where's my lid? I like that. That's pretty. Now if I go over this with clear gesso, then I can watercolor this in with watercolors, or with my or with acrylics, or I can use yeah, what are they called? My Inktense pencils. There we go. So I have another envelope made out of, or another page made out of a pattern envelope. And I'm going to keep, I was going to cut it off, but I don't want to do that yet. I think I want to sew around here first, and then I can cut the rest of the lace off. And I think that would be lovely. Okay, I think I have reached the end of how much I want to do with the page, like how many pages I want to use. So let me just put the glue aside. Why is it everything is turned into such a big mess right away, and now I can't find everything, anything what I'm looking for. There it is. Just looking for the lid for my glue, because that would not be fun if it dries up already. So let's start putting these pages somewhat in order. So I have little ones, I have double ones, like this one. And this one I also have to sew around, so I'm going to sew this shut, and then I can use it. I like it. can put it like that. Then I can take a bigger page like that. Take a big page on the front. And they aren't going to be like where they're, yeah, they are. I'm going to line them up with the bottom. So they're all going to be straight here. Well, maybe not this one, but all these bigger ones are all going to be even so that when you stand it up, it'll stand up. But then these little pages, they can just go in individually. Let's see, I have this one. Now I'm really just pulling them out of the pile and putting them in order to how I think it would look cool. Okay, I love having like the real patterns to use in here in combination with all this other stuff. And it just makes it so much fun. And see, none of the pages are lining up properly. This one can go right here. That this one can go here. We have that old envelope, so that one is going to be there. That one. And this one. And we'll stick this one in there. This, and this. I think that is a lovely assortment on how I want to have this look. So now I am just kind of making it line up along the edge here on the back. So that is how I want to do this. I'm a little stuck because I don't want to sew around it on camera. And I am kind of at that stage for where I need this to go. So I may make this a short video today. I have a bunch of other things that I need to get done as well. So I may just cut it a little shorter today than I normally would do. It is hot in here and I am tired. So I hope you guys are okay with me just saying for one Friday, well, it's just an hour and a half. We're at an impasse. I am kind of like next week it'll be a full video on where I want to take this after this, but right now I am just not sure what else I want to do with this. So I think I'm just going to leave it as is before I start messing anything up. I need to sew around everything. I need, or some of these pages, to make sure that they stay together. And that's about it. So thank you very much for tuning in today. I apologize that it is short but sweet. But this is where I am at today. Have a wonderful rest of your Friday and a great weekend, and I will see you again tomorrow.